My name is Elmira Hasanovic, and I am one of the 8 volunteers from local group Darmstadt. We are very happy to have you with us today for our session, Leader Tango with Aga Gasperini. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure to see familiar faces returning, as well as new participants joining from different countries, industries, and professional backgrounds. Before we begin, I will briefly walk you through today's agenda, share a few guidelines for participation, and introduce our chapter and local group Darmstadt. We will then move to the introduction of our speaker and begin the session. So first 10 minutes, I will say something about suggested conduct, then present PMI Germany chapter, local group Darmstadt, and introduce our today's speaker. The next 1 hour and 10 minutes are reserved for Aga, Leader Tango, and last 10 minutes we will rate this event. We will provide information on next events and give you PDU code. So during this session, please mute your microphone, use your full name to help us identify you for PDUs. Feel free to turn on your video if you like. You can use the chat window to ask questions, comment, or share your LinkedIn link for networking. You're, of course, welcome to contact the speaker directly with any follow-up questions. These sessions will be recorded, and recording and transcribing these sessions, this session by participants or AI bot is strictly prohibited except by the organizers. So founded in 2020 through the merger of 3 former chapters, our chapter now spans 5 regions and more than 25 local groups. We are proud to present a dynamic community of approximately 11,000 PMI members across Germany, coming from 43 different countries. Nearly 5,000 of those are part of our chapter's diverse and international network. Our work is powered by a dedicated team of over 150 volunteers who bring energy, expertise, and passion to everything we do. Together, we are committed to supporting the project management profession by empowering leaders, facilitating continuous learning, creating spaces for connection and collaboration, and by driving social impact through projects and local initiatives. Now, let me please tell you a little bit about who we are. Local Group Darmstadt is the English-speaking hub of the PMI Germany chapter, a community built by volunteers from 7 different countries, working together to create meaningful learning spaces for professionals across borders. We host 2 free online events every month, open to all, and once a month we have our roundtable conversation in person. Since we started, over 3,900 people have joined our events, and more than 110 of them have shown such commitment. They've attended 10 or more sessions. So we also keep the conversation going on LinkedIn, where our community of 580 members continues to grow and support one another. Now, behind all of this is our team of volunteers. This is Thomas Valenta joining us from Bad Kreuznach in Germany. Our team lead Florian Adrian from France. He's based in Darmstadt. Then we have Mohammed Razai. He's originally from Afghanistan, but he's also based in Darmstadt. Tufik Habli, he's contributing all the way from Beirut, Lebanon. Oля Stefanovska, who is joining from Stuttgart, originally from North Macedonia. Our new team member, Laura Samso, she's from Spain. Then we have Maria Robi, she's based in Brussels, and she's originally from North Macedonia. And myself, Elmira Hasanovic, I'm based in Bittelborn near Darmstadt, originally from Montenegro. And together we shape this local group with passion and purpose, and we are glad you're part of it tonight. Now I will introduce our speaker tonight, Aga, who is executive coach, leadership, and agile transformation expert. She's executive coach with more than 25 years of international leadership and transformation experience, M&A project leader in KMS technology, consultant in the Alpha Leadership, and former PMI board of directors member. She's expert in agile leadership, organizational change, and executive coaching. Creator of the Leader Tango framework, blending leadership, emotional intelligence, and Argentine Tango. International keynote speaker, mentor, and leadership advisor. So now it is time for Aga.
Thank you for a nice introduction. Thank you. And welcome, everybody. I think this is a nice picture when I was younger. Not anymore, but I will do my best to explain everybody what I'm doing. I don't have presentation in the purpose because it's more experimental and more emotional experience than having a presentation. And at the beginning, I would like to give a little bit overview about my Leader Tango framework and how was evolved. So I'm with PMI 25 years in project management, similar, and I worked with Siemens at the beginning of my career. So I know very well also the German market and Siemens there. So in my private life, my passion is dancing in generally. It's not only tango, but I dance Argentinian tango over 20 years. And at some point before COVID, I was thinking, okay, what do we have in common if we think about leadership and Argentinian tango? And I thought there is a lot of emotions in dance that we should transfer to the way we work with teams. Because many times, if we have to handle the conflict situations, any difficult situation, and how we support the teams, how we motivate them, how we explain that in the way that we can also show our feelings. Because many times, and this is also my experience with all the works I've done so far, that we are putting a hidden face or mask, like, oh, I cannot do that, I cannot say that, I just behave this way because my manager is behaving this way, so I have to follow the way he's behaving. But how we can explore to everybody what is actually me, what is internal in my body. So the whole idea went from, okay, how can I combine my passion life with my professional life? How can I put together Argentinian tango, which is very, very sensitive and very close to other person? I'm gonna give you a little bit explanation later on. And then how can I transfer that to the team I work with in my daily life, in my work life, right? So that was the first idea. I've created that when I've been in Buenos Aires so many times, dancing and observing people. And it's also interesting. My friends from Argentina say, can you teach us project management? Because we don't know how to manage organizing festivals and everything. And it goes both sides, right? Like, okay, they need support how to do project management, but then from project management, how we can understand better in understanding what the body is saying. There is a lot of trainings also talking about the body, embodiments, Trosi, and etc. But when we speak about the dance, any type of dance, tango is special. It's like how we can read it back and forward, both sides, tango, project management, leadership, and etc. So that was the idea I started thinking about. That's why we have tango. And tango in this Leader Tango concept is about a lot of analysis. I decided that there are 5 top skills that we need to have in leadership that are supported a lot by Argentinian tango. So first is trust. So, and we're gonna play a little bit, and we're gonna do some discussions in small teams. When we talk about the trust, and if you think about yourself, how you work with the team, and everybody say, yes, we need to have a trust in the team, talk openly what we are doing, how we are doing, and how we support each other, how we trust each other. But then if you go to the reality, it might be different. So I put people to an exercise. We're going to try to do it online. Like, okay, so how exactly trust means for you? I give you an example. And I had a training in person, not virtually. And when we had this discussion about the trust, there was a guy, and he said, I'm a team leader in Agile project, and people trust me, and I trust them and everything. And I said, okay, let's do the exercise from tango. When, if you watch ever tango dance, the leader who is leading has open eyes and the follower has closed eyes. There need to be a lot of trust. So we did the exercise in the room without any specific steps. And the guy was so scary. And the awareness he had, he said, oh my God, if I cannot follow the leader with closed eyes, how my team can follow me? If I don't trust the leader in this couple, in the pair, you know? So this is the type of awareness I'm trying to give people when we have face-to-face meeting. Maybe next year in Germany we can do that. But if we stop here, I would love to put people, we are 40 people. If we put 5, 6 people in small teams, and if we can discuss with everybody, like not only what trust means for you, but what kind of feelings you have in your body when we are talking about the trust. And I'm looking for my support team, how to do that, because I cannot manage.
I can put people in room.
Great.
If it's more than 6 people, is it
Yeah,
okay?
so let's do 5 minutes short discussion. Okay, so it's not only about what trust means for you, but what kind of feelings it gives to you, to your body. How do you feel? Do you have heart attack? Do you have any different feelings that normally we share when we work in teams?
Okay.
I will do it now then.
So Almira will create breakout rooms and assign everybody of you in one of these 8 breakout rooms. So we have a smaller team, and you discuss the question that Aga posed. And after that, after 5 minutes, then come back to the big room, and Aga will ask you about what you found out.
Exactly. Thank you. Can I join each room, by the way, or?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because normally I do Zoom, but
Here we are.
Okay.
Here we are. Hello, Stefan.
Hi. Oops.
Oops. Are we in rooms?
no, I
No,
think
in
we have to try again.
Yeah, I've been to a room but dropped out again.
Okay.
Okay, let us try now.
It says 10 seconds for me at least.
We tried to pilot that yesterday with the rooms, but we were only 3 people, so
Okay, let's try again. If not, we will share publicly.
Okay.
we are not all, huh? Or a
These are
subset.
not all, but
I think we lost some people, or either are in breakout rooms or they disconnected. I don't know.
I have 7 rooms here and they're open. I'm just not sure if you received some invitation for room and that you need to accept or something like that.
I didn't see any.
I see. There is a join room. Maybe we should
Yes.
click join room.
Yes, please.
Where is it? Ah,
It's up there. What is chat people on the first line? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, good.
Okay.
tools. Now we are 4. I see 4 people.
Okay, yes, who is not in room? In room. It's not. Okay, then. Maybe we are people who are assigned to this room.
Okay.
And we can discuss together. Hi,
yeah.
Eman.
So
I
what
see
was the
where.
question?
The question was, what is trust? How
What is
did you experience trust?
How do you feel
in
trust?
teams?
Okay. Oh, got
Yeah.
it. How do you
Hi,
feel?
Herman. So, what are your thoughts about trust?
Well, to be honest with you, I have never thought about my feelings if I do trust or if I don't trust. But if you ask me now, what are my feelings now? I would say if I would stick to the things somebody is saying, I would say I'm on the more trusty way, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not never thought about my gut kind of feelings in my body, you know, so to say. But I might do that in the future.
Yeah. I think it's also interesting if you have a team, you know, and the target is to make it a trustful relationship, then how to build that trust, you know, in the team. You have any experience with that, Stefan?
It's not so easy to, because I'm let's say I'm very experienced in because I'm very old, and so trust is a very special thing. So in my younger years, I had a lot of trust, but then I learned in teams what the games are, which are, or the hidden agendas which are played in such a team. And suddenly, after some times, you came behind all these questions, and this is has a big impact. So to trust in a group, or to give trust, is, I think, a quite difficult thing, because you have to be sure that you are not have a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
So what you say should be true, and should give other people the direction to follow their jobs and their tasks. But if you are pressed to have a hidden agenda, this is quite difficult, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Matthias, any thoughts from your side?
Yes, from my side, if I have an own team, a team for my project, not external people, I have the open door. I try to discuss with all people, and take the chance, if they ask me, to be open to see what problems they have, and try to see the feelings. Sometimes people speak very often, and sometimes are very have very distance, and I try to understand why this feeling is here. And so you get every time you speak with your colleagues to get a better feeling, what they need, what they want, and so on. Yeah, this is speaking, communication. I think this is the most thing to build trust. Yeah, from my side. Yeah.
Communication, yeah, that's true. Ayman, any thoughts from your side?
Actually, yes. The trust is essential in team building. You are not working in silos. You have to trust with some people to do a certain jobs or certain tasks. And actually, the trust comes from both sides. People you trust in, and people trust in you. And I hate when someone trusts in me, because this is responsibilities, actually. But I have to trust to my team, and I have to select them well to trust them. I cannot work alone, and I cannot be Superman covering everything. So it is essential. The most important thing, that how can you select the people you trust with? How can you respect someone when he trusts on you?
Okay, so you're saying you're bringing in people for the team after you saw that they can be trusted potentially, and you will see how they behave.
Certainly, sir. I can, for the knowledge, I can give them knowledge, but the trust I must build in the trust. Keep it.
Siegfried, any thoughts?
Regarding trust,
Again.
I think I would say you feel trust if you look at people, if they look at you, if you look into their eyes, how they are concentrated in listening to you. You would see how that situation is evolving, and how open the people are, or how open you are. So if there are any restraints in topics, if they are laughing, if they're not laughing, or if they are serious, and so on. That's the things I would look at if I would work with a team. And I think you probably can imagine a little bit if you have got a trustworthy situation or not. So that's my thought about trust. I think you can see it somehow and feel it a little bit. I would say you see it more than I would feel it. So if they are present in a way, you know.
Yeah. Martin, you want to say something to trust?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different in leading a volunteer organization. You only have trust. You don't have any command structure. I can't tell those people what to do. I have to lead them, and I have to gain their trust, which is a little bit difficult for me sometimes because a few of my volunteers I've never met in person. So it's just Teams, Microsoft Teams as a team replacement.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Ralph. You joined the team. Are you trusting us?
Yes, I do. Yeah, and I was also trusting my former group, and then we were not sure if we have to go back separately, manually back to the complete group, or if we stay a little longer in the separate one. But then I pushed the verlassen button, then I left completely and I need to come back, and now I'm back here and I would stay here.
Same the case with me. We, myself and Ralph, were in the same meeting room. We just decided. We spoke our views on trust, and we just came out of the room.
Okay. Okay. No, I'm not sure when the rooms will be closed.
Okay.
But yeah. So anybody else wants to comment? Hariharan on trust?
For me, that's kind of the only way how you can have an open environment where people would really open up, where they are comfortable of working together, where they can actually build, let's say, a proper communication. That's something which trust enables us to do. So without that, I guess there will only be silos. Everyone would be just disconnected, and I guess that's more important in that case. And if that team is, let's say, not located at the same place, then it's even more difficult to develop that. So that's really important. The backbone, one of the backbone, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I once had such a headline, saying define trust, and trust was defined as my willingness to suffer if that trust is not really given, if somebody behaves other than I thought of, and I'm willing to bear that consequences if I trust. But okay. Haidari, hello. You want to contribute anything on trust here?
Hi, my name is Minu. Yeah, hey, there is my
Minu.
Last name, yeah, family name, yeah. Actually, yeah, we were in the team of Haran. Yeah, is it right? Yeah. I can just add that as the other team member told, when we trust the team member, then they're going to feel comfortable and they're going to focus on the most important part of things, that the problem and on the project, not
in Darmstadt.
There's no need to worry about the other part of the things. That is not necessary. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
We are back, and that was amazing discussion, at least in my team. Can we share, anybody, a few words? Would like to start? One person from my team, maybe 1 minute.
So I can volunteer. Yeah. So we had a discussion with regard to trust, and we compared it a little bit to the tango dancing. So most of the team members were not very familiar with the tango, but we had the discussion about do you really have to start with trust, or do you need to earn trust? And it's also very dependent on the environment. Yeah, if you're knowing the people in the project team, whether you know them or not, then you need to think about, and also the level of risk, whether it is a small project, it is a huge project, and this is really depending on. So if others of the team would like to jump in, please feel free.
Yeah, I'd like to confirm trust is earned, not given.
Exactly. Any summary from other teams?
Well, in our team, we decided to basically take one letter of trust each and basically build a sentence for it that relates to the subject. So who got the first T in our team?
Yeah, I picked up the T as transparency. That's quite important from the trust word that we picked up. And I will give others a chance who are there in our group.
Yeah, I picked the R for reliability. And as I mentioned, trust is earned. You need to be able to rely on people or rely on one another to basically build a foundation for trust. That was the R.
And now the U for usability. You have to use it. And most of the time you find walls where you hit against it. You have to find a second way to go or to find your way, but you have to use it.
And
yes, and I had the S for support. So you have to support each other while you are trusting. This one is also very meaningful. By the way, I can fully recommend the ABCD model from Blanchard if someone wants to go into that. That's fantastic. He's telling about a novel about animals using exactly such statements. So, pretty cool. Thank you.
And I had the T for trust and close the circle.
Well, in our team, most people shared what they think about trust, what they feel about trust, and I must say, most definitions they gave or descriptions they gave were aligned in the team, you know. But we are also all elder people, elder men actually, and so trust is something that we experience in our professional but also private life, and we thought about it in a similar way. It's related to feelings, to looking someone in the eyes, you know, and to see what the others is thinking, you know, and then having a personal connection. Trust is not something that you develop through processes or rules, you know. It's something you develop through personal relationships. And we didn't reflect on dancing, but I think it's I'm not a big dancer, you know, with this experience, but I think the dancing is also something. You have a partner and you feel the partner and the partner feels you, and then trust can be very much developed in this sport.
Can I add on something, Thomas,
Sure.
that we had also discussed? Don't know in our group who brought it up, but trust is a two-way street, right? And you know, reflecting on this tango thing, dancing, you know, I think the leader shall also be in a position to close his eyes or her eyes and still lead with the person that is being led, kind of leading from behind, right? So it's an important aspect that trust basically is a two-way street, and sometimes the person who needs to be trusted also needs to trust his or her subordinates or, you know, team members. That's the only way, you know, you can get really in a trustful and meaningful team type of atmosphere.
Okay, Willie, you are my next dance partner. You understand it perfectly. So in my team, I was in small team also. There are different distance in embrace, because in tango, the embrace is important. So when you don't know the person, the embrace, it's pretty far. We call that like technical embrace. We just hold our arms. But when you get more trust, you get closer, and you really dance very close. And if you are really professional, not only the follower has closed eyes, but also the leader has closed eyes. Because well, in tango, the connection is in the chest. The connection is in the chest. You feel the beat heart and everything, and then you feel the other person and you follow. But this is like really executive level in project management. So I think that what I would like to leave with you today is like feel about that and transfer that from your body experience and how you lead your teams, right? So thank you for that. All right, we should go forward, right? Because we have 45 minutes left. So the second one is agility. We all talk about agility, agile, etc. Like, so if we work in the teams, how we can adapt to other people and switch to different ideas and follow the other ideas and etc. In dance, in tango, there are 3 different types of tango. It's tango classic, it's tango milonga, which is very fast, and tango waltz. Waltz, you probably most of you know, very similar to the general waltz. So how can I quickly adapt to the steps my leader is proposing to me? And it is the same in the teams. Okay, there is a switch. We have AI, we have updates, we have changes in the project, problems, etc. How quickly we can adapt and how you react to that. And I think we can say in this group, as we don't have a lot of time, and maybe some of you can give an general opinion and your experience, how to behave really agile in the work you are doing, and thinking the way also like how you react in on body. Volunteers?
We use the RAG status.
What do you use?
RAG status. It's the green, amber,
okay,
and red.
Yeah.
That prioritizes your work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What type of project is this typically being used for? This methodology you just mentioned, Ramesh.
Any IT projects or any of the projects that you get involved into, maybe from the infrastructure, maybe from the manufacturing side. It can be from the projects that you get involved on a day-to-day start and end activity. I mean, prioritization comes in almost in all the phases of project.
True.
From
I
the
work in
beginning.
infrastructure projects, which tend to be, I guess, less agile because you have to build a certain type of plant. That was the background of my question, right? You still face problems which you basically would have to allow, a certain agility to overcome them, because you can't plan for everything, as we all know. But I've been a project manager for a long time in my professional career, and it was always infrastructure projects. What I see in the younger generation, agility is kind of built in by default, and it doesn't fly too well with long-term, long-planning infrastructure projects. So you really have to basically balance it. I had to learn this also, I guess, painfully, that sometimes, and my impression was in this context of this type of projects, that too much agility can lead to not enough diligence on tasks that have to be done or need to be done anyway, right? So I'm careful with this word agility, and since we're basically talking about this in the context of trust, if you're too agile in a leadership role, you may basically ruin the basis that people that seek, I don't know, some type of continuity are basically kind of stepping back and maybe not trusting your decisions or your lead. Just my personal experience.
Yeah, I would be a bit cautious using an agile as a synonym of non-design or not planned activities, because it's a bit in a fashion to mix those two things, and to understand agility in a project like lack of planning and doing whatever future brings, rather than some kind of a reflection and reaction to not that well described conditions that we are have as an environment, right? So agile is very in fashion, but I don't know if people understand agile as some kind of a flexibility and maybe a resilience. It's also another buzzword, how you can react if something is changing and maybe you were not that perfectly prepared for that, or you cannot always, like, you are not prophet, you don't know everything, right? So how you will react if a change will come and how you handle that. And for me, it is agile. So currently I'm rather working with change management in a company, and people are really not software solutions. People are rather stiff in the culture and the way of working. So it's a challenge to be agile, organizing a change with the people who probably do not embrace the change, which is natural, right? So for me, it's rather being prepared for a reaction, but not to defend yourself, but to adjust and adapt.
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
Simply put, in a layman's language, one of the points of the 10 commandments we had on Agile, it says that keep aside the documentation, let's you and I work together. Say I with the client or client, and we'll work it out. What is the solution that you need basis on your requirement? That's one of the 10 commandments, top 10 commandments from the Agile perspective.
Right. Okay. Thank you for sharing. So are we ready to go to the next one? Naturality. In my tango, naturality. So the thing in naturality is like, okay, depends on the level of dance I have, how much I can feel natural. There you meet a different partner. Someone is more advanced professional even, and you are principal, basic dancer. How much you can feel natural to show that, okay, I don't follow you. I cannot do that. I cannot do these steps because it's too complicated. So the question is, and for that, I would like to put us in our small rooms, like how much I can feel natural and say, I don't know how to do that. Can you teach me? Can you show me the tools in my project? How many times we can do that? Because I mean, if I look back to my experience, like we all pretend we know everything because it's like, oh, it's impossible that I don't know. They expect me to know Asana. They expect me to know everything. I'm leading now M&A project, and they introduced to me Asana, application, which I never know before. And I asked them, okay, someone can teach me how to use this tool because I'm using a lot of different tools. And now today we have a lot of tools. And I had a great person who supported me and taught me how to use that. Now I'm teaching other people how use it. So the same, I'm looking at dance like, okay, I'm not scared to tell you I don't know the steps I need to follow. Can you show me how to do that? But in dance, many times in tango, happens like someone knows the steps better and is teaching on the floor, like, okay, you are doing wrong. I teach you how to do that. It's the worst thing we can do. So it's talking about also how we give feedback to people in our projects. We cannot tell people in teams like you are doing wrong that. The feedback, the negative feedback or whatever, improving feedback, it's in person. The positive feedback is in a group. So how you guys handle that? Can we put us in the small rooms team so we can discuss that? I think it's important. Thomas, you are mute.
Almira, let's create new rooms.
Yes,
I
yes. Let's mix other people.
I deleted previous, now it's new rooms, so if you can check to accept this.
Thank you. So naturality, how natural you can be and give the positive, negative feedback.
Okay. Okay. I was not offered the choice to go into a room for some reason. I don't know, but it's okay.
Because maybe you were together with me coordinator for this.
But here we have a
I
small
also
room.
did not get any offer to go to a room. Yes.
So do I. I didn't have any, but I love this room. No problem.
So
Yes,
this
I
room,
also enjoy this room.
this is the room of leftovers.
Elderly leftovers. Yes, I know. Not you.
Naturality. Yeah, as let me start the discussion. You know, I feel much more natural as I get older, and I do not feel that I have to observe a lot of obligations and rules and everything. I'm feeling natural, you know. But to feel natural, you also have to select your environment where you are living and acting. So I don't need to be friends with everybody, and if I cannot be natural in an environment, I just don't go there. But the environments I'm in, you know, I act natural, and the point is then, you know, that I can act much more honest and open, and I have to a little bit refrain myself from being maybe too blunt, too open, to not to hurt others, you know. But yeah, basically, I'm speaking my thoughts, and that's very natural for me now as I'm older, and very refreshing also, keeping me alive and kicking. Yeah, I'm on.
Actually, yes, you said the right thing, sir. It is not getting old. It is getting more self-confidence. Because when you have your self-confidence, when you believe in yourself, you have more naturalities. And otherwise, you believe in other people. You know, Ayman is good, Almira is bad. Sorry, Almira, I don't mean it.
It's fine.
Or bad, you believe in them and you believe how to deal with everyone. Because so you have more natural in yourself. The most important thing from my point of view, when we are all getting older, we learn how to forgive. When we forgive to other people, we live as a natural life. Actually, when I forgive to someone, I believe comfort to myself, not him. So this is, for me, it is a very good point or very huge point when I learn it, and I learn it from my mentor, which is you, sir, how to forgive. When I do forgive people, I feel more natural with people, with the natures, with everyone, even in my work. This is my words or my things.
Thanks.
Welcome.
So, for me, it's first reason to understand why people or a colleague not perform as mentioned, to see the reason why, to understand why he is not performing as we expect, and to help to see if he has not enough knowledge, then we can maybe give him a partner, then he can learn, or see if he shows me that he has not the real Eignung, then it's maybe better to change him out, to give him help, to say, okay, it's not the right thing, not the right project for you. To handle this very, very open, and not to say you are fold, you work not really good, and so on. For me, it's really important to see the reason and how we can handle this together. No? That's my way to go up with this point.
Thanks.
Okay, then I carry on. The question was, how can I be natural when I'm working as a project manager? That's the question. Somehow I would define it as such. For me, it helps me a lot if I understand what people expect from me and myself, from them, from themselves and myself. That's very often not asked. If I know that, I can decide if I'm more direct, if I'm more friendly, how can I be in such a way to be natural in that context, So it's very often when I start something, we do some expectation work, So what do you expect? What do I expect? Do we meet somehow in our expectations? And if I know that, I can decide how I am, because I think everybody has got to be to the circumstances differently in whatever circumstances you are working. And if you're appropriate in that circumstances, you feel natural and you feel like you're doing a proper thing, So that's my way of doing it.
Oh, thanks, Siegfried. Agree. Stefan, you want to add something?
I have some problems with the wording natural. So I would say that I did it in more the authentic. So to be authentic. So if you do something and the others they are looking at you, that they believe in what you say is correct, or they trust. They trust in what are you do, what you're doing to them, to listen to them, and so on. To really in many aspects to be authentic. So to mean what you say, and the people can trust in you. That's what I did. And then I feel cool because then when I feel that the people accept me authentic, as an authentic person.
Yeah, helps a lot. Yeah. Amira, do you want to add something in your environment? You also.
Okay, my
either you are.
experience, it's not so big like all of you. So, but what can I say about this? For me, it's difficult to work if I'm not that person who I am. Because if I try to be someone else, to change my attitude or something, so I always try that this is who I am. Because before, sometimes maybe I tried and I saw that I feel like hurted because people sometimes are very strong or these things, or then I lost sometimes self-confidence that maybe I'm not doing job very well as someone people doing. And when I start to trust more to myself and to present myself like on the right way, that it is correct, it is true what I did, it is the best what I could do in that moment, and to present myself on that way, other people also started to trust me, and I also could be who I am in every day. So
No. So we agree on a lot. Yeah.
Totally agreed.
but it's difficult also, what can I say, it's especially if a company, for example, where I had experience, if it's a big company, a big team, if team is changing, project is changing, it's always new team, you need to meet them, you need to know how they're working and all these things, and they again to trust you, you to trust to see what they expect from you, and also from who I can receive which information and which way to ask and how is this going. So
Yeah.
it's,
What you are saying was, Stefan, that with authenticity, no, I think authenticity is a requirement for being trusted, because people see you and you behave predictably, you know, and you react. Your behaviors are somehow known to the people after some time, and so they trust you. And if you show different behaviors and strange behaviors, you know, then they started to think, what's wrong with him today? Maybe he has a bad day. They would accept this, you know, probably. But if you have a strange behavior every day, so you know, over time you lose leadership, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long we have for this. Maybe we should invite people back and close these rooms.
Yeah. Also looking at the time, we still have two things to discuss and close down. So maybe. So that's a natural way to come back to the big room.
Back.
This is what the virtual workshops done. There is no more discussion. You just stop and bring people back. Okay. Let's have a little bit summary from each team. Whoever want to share, please share.
Our team was pretty small. It was me and Thomas. The other two, I guess, had technical difficulties or were just not present. So Thomas and I got talking on a lot of things. But yeah, well, things happen. So we were 4, but only, I guess, 2 were actively or were in a position to actively discuss, right? Yeah, and my take on personality is in order to be trusted, you have to basically act as a real person. You have to be authentic. With age comes the fact that you know what type of personality you are, and you know what good or bad you can cause with that personality. So personality is an important aspect in the collaboration, in working in teams. And you should use it as much as you know your personality and what good or bad it can do.
Great, thank you. Any other comments from other teams?
Yeah, we also discussed about authenticity as a prerequisite for being just myself, you know, and so being just myself means that my behaviors and my reactions are predictable, and that's also building trust, you know, and being predictable establishes my leadership in the team, over the team, or my role there. So yes, that's what we discussed, and we were also a little bit older, like Andrea said, So our experience is that it's important to be authentic and natural and not change personalities in the project. On the other hand, what we not discussed, what came to my mind, sometimes we have to play roles. If you are the leader of a meeting which has a short time frame, you have to play the role of somebody who pushes through. Or if there is more another meeting, where you come to a decision, you have to make sure that these decisions are being followed, that you stay on agenda and on the point. So role play is still something that can overlap your natural behavior, your own personality.
Yeah, we had a slightly different summary to the same topic, like that. I guess we were the crowd of the people who are not comfortable in front of very huge group of the people, and what we discussed that sometimes it's better to have structure. To know, for example, I'm project manager and I know my role and expectations and I know my head, and it's more natural for me to act even in front of the people that I maybe not trust fully, because I have my role and my context set already, and it's easier for a person who might feel not comfortable to act simply. And it's natural because I know my role. In that role, I feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's
And that
starting
we
off
will
in a
face-
comfort zone, but I guess eventually your personality will come to the surface one way or another. It has to come, because in the end, if you're running a team, or even if you're basically part of that team that is being run, it is I think very important what Thomas said. Right, I can only trust a person that I can predict or understand in a way where I feel basically open to do the same, right? At the start of the project, everyone has their hat, everyone has to play that role. And as the project kind of goes forward, and hopefully team members don't change too much, you will see that these personalities will come to the surface one way or another. But I agree. Sometimes when you meet new people in a new room, in a new context, your comfort zone is like, I do exactly what my role is and what I'm being told, or what the book says.
even not book, but like I know myself being project manager, for example. It's easier for me if I'm not known anonymous. This natural flow is more tedious to get, I guess. Yeah.
So when we talk about personality, I work a lot about the way how we describe the internal motivations. Thomas knows SDI, Strength Deployment Inventory, when we do the assessment, when we defined, okay, so what is my internal motivation? Am I people-oriented? Am I goal-oriented? Or am I analytic-oriented? And this really reflect also like people communicate. Like if I don't have this analytic piece and I'm more goal-oriented, I don't understand what people tell me. And there is the problem where is the misunderstanding, like, oh my God, she's asking me again for the Excel sheet and everything. And I just want to go to the straight point, or the other person who is people-oriented, there's nothing about people in that. And there are the misunderstanding and at the end conflicts. So SDI could be the next presentation, Thomas, but this is like, I don't know, it's like people don't understand sometimes when they are focused on a job. They told me to do that. They told me to do this template. They told me to do this report. That what I feel, it's not reflecting my internal motivation. I'm motivated by people and goal. I'm not very analytical. So when I have to do the reports, Excel presentation and everything, I don't feel happy. I want to be in my comfort zone. I want to feel happy. So when they put me to work with people and go to the goal, I feel good. When I have to do all these Excel sheets and everything, I don't feel happy. This is the comfort zone we are talking about. And when you understand that when you are outside your comfort zone, you go to the conflict zone because you don't like it internally. And this is what your body is telling you. I don't like it. This is the last thing I want to do. And I do it last moment because this is not my comfort zone. I do it because I have to. This is my project. They push me to do this way, but I don't feel happy with that. I feel happy when I'm doing a team workshop, when I team meetings, when I talk to people, when I do whatever, including my team, dancing in the couple, same. So it's another awareness that we need to have. But that would be the other topic we organize. So next.
I would utilize personally to review with my manager on my performance goals if I do something like this.
Right. All right. So the next word is guidance. So we went through what we feel, how we do, the trust and everything, but we are in a point where we are talking about there also need to be guidance. So how to find a balance between listening to people, building the trust, but at the end of the day, being a project manager, give them guidance. How you manage that? And I think we can have open discussion here. We have 15 minutes left or 10 minutes left. So how do you balance managing people, building trust, agility, being natural, but also giving them guidance? Okay, guys, but this is the work we need to do. How you message that?
Fix a target, stay flexible.
Stay agile, flexible, right? But still you need to give them what they have to do. So my question is like, okay, how we balance between telling people what to do and then listening to them, be agile, be natural, but telling them, okay, this job need to be done.
I would prefer to include the team into the sense of responsibility we have for the project. Like maybe it's very agile focused way or like servant way. But if people feel that it is not a project owned by project manager, but it's their project and they drive it as well and they have an influence and they plan it, it is incorporated in the way the team works. You need to agree on that certain way of working in the beginning, but it is feasible to work like that. And it allows to build a trust within the time into a skill set and grow people also because they are a part of this like scenic idea of driving because you know the goal, right? And it's easier than, okay, guys, we had a fun, but now we need to focus because there are goals, there are issues, how we handle that because it's our issue, not my issue or client issue. It's our thing to do.
I would use specific tools like the RAID log, Gantt chart.
I think it's very important to Sorry, I thought you were finished, Arun.
No, it's okay. You can please. Yeah.
Just by my experience, I think it's, it proved very important to basically set small enough goals that are tangible and specific enough so that people have enough of an understanding in their world, in their mind as to, okay, this is what I need to achieve. And then I think guidance to me kicks in as to the leader sets the goal. How you get to the goal is subject to the individual. That's the trust you put in this individual to achieve that goal. And then if you are the leader, you will basically have to monitor the subsequent steps, whether they are in the right direction of that goal. If that's the case, I guess good. There's no guidance needed. If you basically see that the steps that are being taken kind of will not get that person to the goal, you will have to basically come in and guide that person or help that person, because that person may not even ask for help. That person could be lost. So to me, that's the soft guidance, or whatever you may call this, right? You need to monitor it, but you need to basically provide enough flexibility for that individual to be itself and to basically bring in its best in order to achieve that goal. But you need to be sure that the goal remains achievable. So therefore, I'm very much a proponent of basically setting very specific and tangible goals so that they can be digested and understood in a way where the individual also sees the freedom, like I can pick any path, but that's the goalpost I need to reach.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, so from my point of view, so let's say setting the guidance for me is setting the really rough, or not rough, but the direction, and motivate the people that this direction and this is worth to go. And for me, the main motivation typically for most people is if they know exactly what is the vision is and what is the benefit to achieve this vision. So with this, people, from my experience, typically are motivated to follow this direction. And yes, breaking it down to achievable steps is then something which is worth to do. But this is not too much valid if they don't know what is the final direction and the overall benefit if to achieve this.
Exactly. All right. Any other comments, or can we continue with the last word? Okay, so the last letter is openness. And in openness, I think like how much we can be open with our emotions. So just for example, I give you example from tango, as this is about Leader Tango. There is a lot of situation when couples come for the classes together and then fight because they cannot find the language how to dance together, and they are getting, nervous. They have conflicts and everything. And I wonder, like, how many times we can really be open, even crying during the meetings, and tell people, I'm not feeling well, I have problems, I'm going through divorce, I'm having this problem, I have problems with children, whatever. How many times you feel that you really can feel open to your teams and sharing your personal experience and life, and how much you feel open in your teams, if ever? Let's do it open because we don't have much time. Okay, I don't see many cameras, but I see some faces like.
For me, it goes back to trust. So if there's a lot of trust in the room, you can be open. If not, but in general, it's the exception from my perspective. So let's say the personal problems are then exceptions to really bring on the table, at least in a larger round. Maybe one-on-one, it can be more open. But in the larger team, I think it is something which is then, let's say, on the professional level, it is kept out. One knows it more or less. One takes care about this, but it's not a topic on the first level.
Exactly, but sometimes if people observe very well and they are empathetic and see your different behavior, okay, Gottfried was happy yesterday, today behaves differently. What happened? They will ask a question, what happened? And you would say, my cat died yesterday, whatever. I'm not going, to the really extensive experience, but something like how much we are observing other people, and when we see the different behaviors, which I mentioned about the assessment I'm doing, like what does it mean? Because normally Gottfried is very happy, smiling, and now it's different. What happened? Just ask the question, what happened? My cat died, or whatever, Just a reflection for everybody. I think this is the most difficult part.
But if this is possible, and if people ask this in a meeting, then I can be sure that in principle this team is in flow.
But it is, Gottfried, would you agree? It is, assume you have the role as the project manager, right? It is your responsibility, if not duty, to basically create an atmosphere or a culture in the team that this can actually happen, that someone would basically step up, say, well, what's wrong with you today, right? That's a tone that has to be set by the leader. If it's not set, it'll not happen.
Absolutely, I agree. So here I absolutely agree. It can happen and should happen, and the atmosphere should like this. So it is the same as I said in the breakout room later on. Only in this case, also the people say, I have made a mistake. There's something wrong. Something is not working. Only in this environment this happens.
Let me put it from the tango perspective. If we are dancing within the same team, maybe it is easier because you know the team. If you want to do the same dance going to the other departments, other teams, probably the open door will be helpful to influence other teams to dance better with them.
That's great. Thank you. Anything else, guys?
How could we do our job for 50 years or whatever without knowing about tango?
I don't know, Thomas, how you survived without dancing tango.
Yeah, you were dancing the whole time. You just didn't know it was tango.
Yeah, probably.
You tried in Barcelona. You were good. Thomas was on the stage and he did good job.
A dancing waltz instead of tango.
Right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed and you will take some takeaways for you. And I hope that I will come next year to face-to-face meeting and I'm gonna push you to dance on the floor.
And yeah, be open, be natural. That's quite easy.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm close.
Thank you. Thank you, Aga.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aga, and thank you all. So I would kindly ask you if you can provide us some feedback for this session. Here is QR code, and also I sent this link in our chat. So until you providing your opinion about this presentation, I will give you information about our next event. On 21st of August, we have our roundtable in Darmstadt. Then 29 September, we have our online session from GDPR compliance to business Excellence with Tiago Lorenzo from UK on 22nd October. We have also online event, cost estimates for decision making in the process industries with Mirela Tescari from Greece. And on 1st of December, we have also online session, continuous improvement with Norbert Schallow from Deutschland.
Shiloh, right.
Shiloh,
So
okay,
let
thank you.
let me comment on Mirella, because just yesterday I discovered, we have put the presentations and the YouTube channels in our website, and you can download. If there's a presentation, you can download it. And Mirella, actually, her presentation was downloaded more than 11,000 times. And I was really surprised about that number. Normally, we have maybe downloads about 500, 600, this range. But if you haven't done so, I not urge you, but I offer you again to look at the download area. It's not the best user interface, but it's nevertheless containing a lot of good information if you didn't have the chance to attend the meeting in person.
Thank you, Thomas. So I would like to invite you to join us to be a part of something bigger. At PMI Germany chapter, our local group Darmstadt represent diversity and collaboration. So we are 8 volunteers from 7 different countries. Volunteering give us a chance to grow professionally, learn from experience people, give back to the community, and to be a part of an international network. You can explore opportunities on our website, PMI Germany chapter Deutschland. So join us and help us show that PMI is not just a network, it's a global community. At the end, this is video code that I believe all of you need. And I would like to thank you very much, especially to Aga yes, and thank you all because of this active participations, and I hope to see you again here with us in our next event. So have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.